think about good things. Let's think about pleasant things. What makes you smile until your cheeks hurt? What makes you laugh until you roll over? And what makes you feel real good? Think about it. Think about it. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. All right, so you know, this month is on the way out really soon. I'm not trying to do the countdown, but we still in NoFap November, and so we getting through. And one of the things that that some of the people on this journey have to deal with is porn. And so I wanted to talk about that some today. Okay, so nowadays it's not only men who have this issue with porn. It becomes an addiction where, it's hard for men to put down the phone or the computer where they're watching porn sites, or they just on Instagram or whatever other social media site that has, pictures of, scantily clad women naked and all kind of other stuff, right? But now it's not only men, it's women too. I've heard more than a little bit that women now have, are suffering from the same issue. And so sometimes you're on this journey because you want to stop that. You want to put down the porn. You don't want to be addicted to it. You want to, have regular life. You don't want to have to pick it up. And so this is one of those avenues to it. The no fap, we know that means no masturbation. And so, that goes hand in hand with porn, and that's just how it is. And so, but what it is a visual thing. And so what we are taking in visually. And so it's really important to reset your phone. And I guess I can give some pointers on or some tips on how to continue with your journey with putting down the porn. Now, I've never had a porn issue. Being the youngest in the room, most of the time as I grew up, I learned from people's mistakes, and so I saw it, and I decided, pretty young that wasn't going to be what I did, because I could see what it was. Being observant, sometimes you can do that. You can learn from other people's issues and how to maneuver against being in that same kind of situation. So I saw it. Now, I did watch a little porn early on. Fortunately, I saw some porn before I should have, like probably 16 or something like that. And then a little bit as an adult, but not really, because I knew what it was. It was like when you watch something, you cannot unsee something. And if you know yourself is certain kind of person that you are, you either, it depends on your gifts and what God gave you and all this stuff and how you are made. And I'm a very visual person. I kind of have like a photographic type memory, sometimes. And so it's not like super sharp, but so all of the porn I've ever seen, I can pull it up right now. You know what I mean? And so that being that it was just a few, it was not that much. But see, I can imagine that if a person like myself who's very visual, who can see lots and lots of porn and, have, found themselves addicted, having to, realizing that they don't want to be that way and having to figure out a way to not be, addicted to it. And so, it's about creating different visuals for yourself. And, I'll talk about vision boards and stuff like that, but it's really about like putting more different things into your visual. And so instead of And okay, I'm going in circles. All right, so here it is. So this is the first tip that I have. First, reset all your devices that you have watched this on. You have to reset it because the way things work now is with AI. So whatever you watch is going to be what pulls up. And so the only way to not have that stuff show up is if you reset it. Because if you reset it, it's going to, what? I think you find a reset. I travel a lot, so I see the reset is usually like kid stuff, like cartoons and whatnot. So resetting devices is important. This is after you've made the decision that this is what's going to be, that you're not going to go ahead and look at those sites, and you're not going to pull them up, because once you do that, the computer programming will, that's what they're going to show you. And so it's really important that you have to decide first that that's what you're not going to do, what you're not going to do. Okay, once you have reset all your devices, you got to make sure that your devices don't get in the hands of people who will pull that stuff up either. You got to make sure that your email is not stuff that you can click on that will start that again too. And so and then you have to kind of feed yourself different visuals. And so I think vision boards a start, but it's definitely not enough. So start figuring out like other things that you can get visuals of that you like you in the cars, go get you some, well, you got to get you some clean car magazines. I was about to say, because some of the car magazines, they feed into that side of men with the visuals and stuff. And so I would have to say, you got to make sure it's a clean one where it's not a whole bunch of naked women in it. And the same goes for women. You know, this is across the board. You have to give yourself different visuals. Feed yourself different visuals. And so, but the main thing is not clicking on that stuff, because that's what's going to be fed to you. And you know, this is a good thing to do, the challenge, where you're saying no, and you're saying no to porn right now. And so that's what you're going to do. And so it's a journey. And then support is, you know, I think support is very important for any addiction. So find a support group. Find support group who are serious into, you know, recovery, that can, you know, support and hear you out with no judgment, and then your partner as well, if you have one. You have to be open and honest with them. You have to be, you know, understanding and supportive of your journey, and that they also need to make sure that they're not doing anything to you know, mess up your journey. You know, pulling up something that will start the process again, or trigger you into wanting to, you know, jump on to one of these sites. And because I haven't had the addiction myself, I'm only talking from a sense of observation purposes. So I'm hoping that this stuff helps. You know, everything is a journey, and I can understand, you know, just empathizing with anybody who is suffering from this, is that it's really difficult, because that's what is everywhere. And so yeah, it takes a lot of strength, but you can do it. It's just a matter of you deciding, and you know, you got to be strict with yourself. I think it's everything that we do that's not familiar with us. It's hard when you start it, but it gets easier as time goes along. So stay strong on this journey toward recovery. It's possible. It's just about your determination to make sure that this is what you want and don't want. Because this one is about what you don't want. What you don't want is to continue what you've been doing. And yeah, it's a journey. But no is very important for you, especially because you cannot allow it. You can't allow it. And no is something that you're going to have to say a lot. You're going to say a lot. And no to the guys who will try to take you off your path and come on over and let's go to the strip club. And I don't thought that women have that same kind of dynamic. Women don't usually go to the strip clubs like that. It's usually an online thing for women with their addiction as far as porn is concerned. But anybody who's encouraging you not to do what it is that you want to do, you gotta kind of watch out for that. And just let them know, like, look, I'm not on that. And if you're not supporting me, I don't, you either gonna chill while you're around me, or we can't be around each other. At least not for a while until I get this under control. And that would be my tips for having a porn addiction and trying to kind of get that under control. I know that there's a lot of people out here with this particular issue, and my heart goes out to you. But I think anything is possible. It's just a matter of first and foremost making a decision that this is what you want to do and what you're not going to do anymore. All right? And so hope that helps. All right? It's a journey, and so don't be too hard on yourself. Everything is a process, and so you may be good for a while and then fall, and then you can't be too hard on yourself. Just remember to get back on your journey toward recovery, toward the life that you want to live, and don't quit if that is what you truly want. All right? All right, so good luck on your journey. I hope you're doing well on this NoFap November. And don't forget about the course and the book that's in the description. It doesn't talk too much about porn. However, it's about that no when it comes down to it. And that's what I talk about, that no. Your no is your power when it comes to recovery, and you have to know that. You have to be able to say no to yourself, and then you'll be able to say no to everything else. All right? All right. And so we got a little bit of month left, and so hope you all are being strong on your journeys, and keep it going. I'll see you soon. I'll drop a tea time tomorrow sometime. All right, y'all. As usual, love and gratitude.